Hey, it's been a while. So, Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest has been relatively good these last few months, but I decided not to review them every single time the chapters came out, due to having relatively stuffed weeks, as there were other videos I wanted to do besides chapter reviews and test things out, but also because the chapters were relatively quick to get through what was in said chapters, and it wasn't enough to make a full video on, and it just didn't feel right with me. So I decided to just make videos once a good amount of things have occurred in the story, and then end up making a video on. And I figured 5 chapters was enough of a wait, and let's just be honest, the last 3 chapters have been honestly really good, and I need to talk about them. But before we get into this Fairy Tail video, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make on this channel. I do want to make Fairy Tail content at least once a month with these types of videos now, but that depends on the amount of information I get for each and every chapter. So we'll see how things go, but Fairy Tail ain't going away from the channel in the meantime. So let's get right into the video. So 100 Years Quest has actually given us some more lore and world building in terms of Athena. And we learn that Allyfun and Duke were once master and student a long time ago. And after a certain point, Duke ended up following the path of alchemy and created the Golden Owl Alchemy Guild, and subsequently created Athena through magic as well as some highly advanced technology. And Athena is confirmed to not be an actual artificial being with no emotion, as apparently she is technically human, as she does have emotions, and Lucy notices this. Athena does have emotions, and Lucy actually plays this off fairly well, convincing Athena that her feelings are indeed true, and they are. So they weren't able to fight Athena. Instead, Athena brought Lucy, Natsu, Yukino, and Sting to the guild hall where Gray, Wendy, and Rogue were, so that they could confront Duke and basically decide to work together, as they don't really need Athena to gain emotions, as she does have emotions, and they can work together to take down the dragon gods like she was originally created to do. As the original Duke created Athena to help Allyfun take down the dragons. Note I said the original Duke. I'll get into that in a minute. But once Athena goes up to Duke and says that they don't have to fight Fairy Tail anymore and that they just work together, as she does in fact have feelings, she then becomes the newest member of the Donut Club, as Duke just literally rips a hole in her gut, seemingly killing her, but it does not kill her, as right after this instance, Allyfun manages to find Fairy Tail's location and teleport everyone out of there, Fairy Tail, Athena, and the Sabertooth Guild members, as they were all scattered or in the guild hall, and brought them back to Magia Dragon, where Allyfun explained what I just stated, that Athena was originally created to take down the 5 dragon gods, or back in the day it was more the 6 dragon gods, since Dogramag was still a thing. And so in this chapter we are given an explanation that Athena did do fairly well against dragons. She managed to defeat them, she killed many dragons, relatively weak ones, but dragons nonetheless, and regular wizards were unable to kill them. And Allyfun confirms that Dragon Slayer magic is a part of Athena's power set, showcasing that yes, while she does have the white-out magic ability to drain power, they most likely managed to use potentially Dragon Slayer Lacrimas from what we can gather from this, or maybe Duke managed to replicate Dragon Slayer magic. It's not fully explained just yet. I feel like we're going to get more into how Athena was officially created at some point, but that's a very important piece of information, and it makes sense why Athena is an important weapon to take down the dragon gods. She has Dragon Slayer magic capabilities, and it makes complete and total sense why she was being looked for. However, Allyfun had a problem with Athena, and that was the main fact that she was not ordered to not destroy towns. She created a lot of collateral damage in the fights against dragons, causing potential casualties and destruction of property in the battles against dragons. And so Allyfun deeming Athena too dangerous to use at the moment, and waited for the right time to use her against the dragon gods, sealed her away using his magic, and went over to Gold Owl to try and find Duke. In doing so he could adjust Athena or help make it so that she could not destroy things or something or whatever. And that's when he learns that Duke is dead. He explained to the Fairy Tale Guild when he rescued them that Duke was essentially dead, and that this was not the Duke he knew, the one currently running Gold Owl. And so everyone's curious about what this is, and Athena comes in, conscious, a hole still in her gut, but still functioning nonetheless. And she stated that it's Duke, but also not Duke. And real quick thing, when Lucy talks about Athena having emotions, Athena has the cutest smile on her face, which even shocks Allyfun, as he did not expect Athena to actually have emotions, as she was just seemingly a weapon to him. But it is explained that in Allyfun's battle against Dogramag all those years ago, when Dogramag took Allyfun's heart before going down until his reincarnation revival in the previous arc, Allyfun lost any and all information about Athena's sealing. He didn't know where she was, but assumed that she was still tightly sealed up. Until recently, when he found out that she did in fact escape. And Athena said that at some point she woke up and decided to break the seal herself. She realized that it would be unwise for her to go back to Allyfun after breaking out, and she found out that Duke was dead, and she had no place else to go, so she went on a journey of self-discovery, essentially. And as she went along to try and search for feelings, eventually people gathered around her with her seemingly white magic abilities, and thus the white magic cult Rebellious was born. People flocked to her magical powers and decided to worship her as a god or something. And Jalal states that around the same time, the dark magic cult, Avatar that worshipped Zeref and his dark magic, also formed and treated Zeref like a divine being. And literally this just shows that when beings beyond ordinary human comprehension have immense power and do great feats, essentially there's going to be a bunch of people that believe them to be powerful deities or wise men, wise women, or something of the matter, and begin to worship them as actual deities. And this has kept true for centuries, especially with Zeref, as that whole cult was in all of Fiore. So that was something to really consider, and Zeref had a big influence throughout the world. Athena, however, she basically just left the cult at some point once the new Duke arrived. He offered to alchemize feelings for Athena, and she accepted nonetheless, as gaining feelings is one of her main goals in life. Athena goes on to explain about Duke and everything, stating that he's not fake, but he's not real, and he's more of a concept of Duke, and goes on to explain that he is just another illusion created by alchemy. The Gold Owl Guild is an alchemist, or to be more specific, the metal dragon god Viernus. It's the will of this dragon itself. So everybody theorized that Viernus was going to take a major role when it came to Gold Owl, and they were all right. Congratulations, and honestly, this is actually very cool, as the dragon gods are the main antagonists of this whole story, and Viernus is the second to last one before Ignia. So it makes a lot of sense. Now, this confuses everybody, as well as myself. And so they're wondering, what the heck does this mean? The will of Viernus, a guild hall is an alchemist, but Athena states that the Gold Owl is essentially Viernus, as Viernus has no physical body. Allyfun says that he should. He's seen it before. They fought before. But Athena just states that he used to have a body, but now he doesn't. The dragon god is literally just a living concept at this point, and now everyone is wondering how they can potentially defeat him. Natsu comes in from out the door, as he didn't want to listen to the whole explanation, as he says, let's go take him down, with everyone just being completely confused and dumbfounded, as Natsu does not understand the entire thing that's going on. But Athena says that there is a possibility, there is a way for them to defeat Viernus. And that's essentially everything to go for. Now, I know I basically just summarized the most recent chapter and a bit from older chapters, but that's mainly the main meat I wanted to get into. The Dragon Slayer powers were for Duke, But Duke is just a creation of Viernus, like the Gold Owl Guild in and of itself, with utilizing the powers of alchemy. Now, for what reason Duke truly wants this is still unknown, because he was looking for more Dragon Slayer magic in and of itself, dragon magic. Viernus is a dragon, but Dragon Slayer magic is most likely more rarer since there aren't other dragons, and he probably knows he can't just go and steal it from Ignia. So, there's still more to Duke, I'm going to say Duke for now, than meets the eye. Now, how they're going to defeat Viernus, I have no clue, but I do feel like it's going to have something to do with Athena's whiteout magic or something. I don't know, but things are just getting more interesting with 100 Years Quest. I'm going to be honest, I was a bit disappointed with how the Doggermog fight eventually ended, but it did set up everything going on with Gold Owl, and I've liked everything thus far. And now, we're about to face off against a literal being that has just a living concept, and Duke is basically the embodiment of the will of this metal dragon god. So how they're going to win, I have no goddamn clue, but I'm excited to find out. All I know right now is the power scaling of Fairy Tail is going to get even crazier, because how do you fight a concept? But yeah, that's basically all I got to talk about for Fairy Tail. I got no clue what's going to happen next, but nevertheless, I am excited. I can't wait to see how they manage to get a battle with Viernus going, and how they're going to seal or just kill Viernus at this point. And whether or not they're going to get Selene and Diablos to jump in, because I do think Selene is going to want to take part in this, especially since they found Athena. And since Sabretooth is there, I think Allyfun basically made an exception, so they'll probably help, since Sabretooth is more or less involved in this whole fight with Gold Owl. So we'll see what happens next. And Minerva and more Dragon Slayers is honestly something that we could really need at this point, because more firepower to take on this whole thing. I say let's go for it. Also, quick side note, Yukino in these last few chapters just learned how to use Star Dress instantly. People were upset about that, but you gotta remember Yukino, when she was first introduced, was touted as a genius of a celestial wizard, so it kind of makes sense how once Lucy explained what Star Dress was, Yukino would get it instantly. All I know is, her dresses are both hot and adorable. But yeah, that's all the time I got here today. What did you guys think of Fairy Tail these last few chapters? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Are you excited for the confrontation with Viernus and the concept that is Duke? How do you think they're going to win this? And what do you think about Athena? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. It really does help, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel. And it makes me more motivated to make more content for Fairy Tail. And yes, I do plan to keep making Fairy Tail content, as I stated at the start of the video. But with all that said and done, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you all have an awesome day.